What's up, everybody? Gabriel Gregson here. Since it's starting to get dark earlier, one thing that I tend to do more in the fall and winter is DXing on the AM or medium wave radio band. This spans anywhere from, for young folks who may not know AM, spans anywhere from 520 kilohertz all the way up to 1710 kilohertz. It's known as the expanded band. It was authorized in the later half of the 20th century to ease up congestion on the AM band. So I figured tonight what I would do is, on this early morning of October 17th, is go through the AM band on a little DXing journey for y'all and get it on video so you guys can hear exactly what my AM band sounds like. In front of us for our receiver we have the Sangean PRD17 with the internal aluminum loop antenna, the internal loop antenna, AM loop. It's actually a ferrite bar loop antenna. I don't know why aluminum came out of my mouth. That's just what came out, but the internal ferrite bar. It's a pretty thick antenna in there, and it does the job. So without further ado, let's get this party started, shall we? I'm going to go ahead and start.
Recall the prefix 1 AM 520.
At the very bottom of our band. This will be 520 kilohertz. Nothing usually comes in here because I don't think there is anything licensed on 520 in the US. Well, you can hear a lot of electrical interference, but usually that lessens pretty quick, actually. Faintly hearing possibly 530 out of Havana, Cuba. Orchestrated version of a modern pop song there. Very faintly. That's what's nice about this Sangean radio, or any Sangean radio, is Sangean is known for having a very low tone in their AM receivers. But that's a good thing for a lot of listeners because you can pick up really far away stations with this thing. Like during the day, I've been able to listen to WBBM out of Chicago, which is 250 miles away.
AM 540. AM 550.
You isms or anything like that. I mean, if you would have bet that exactly what anyone else would use to stop the odds,
Wow. That's unusual, getting a station behind KTRS, which is the St. Louis local, but I'm getting something else behind it. Unable to tell what it is because KTRS is coming in with what I would call probably a fair signal.
AM 560.
Here's 560. You can still hear some interference there from KTRS in the background. I'm actually going to turn off my little headset here. I'm trying to minimize interference.
AM 5 570.
Here's 570.
AM 580.
580.
AM 590.
590.
And I always looked at it, and I was so like, I could think how I wanted it to feel, and like now that we're here, it's like John Garone always says, it's like you have bricks in your backpack and you take them all out. It's finally we've set all those bricks out of our backpack and down. It's just
There's 590. I forget what it's called now. Recently changed, but it transmits out of Wood River, Illinois, which is in my county, the northern half of the county.
AM 600.
600.
AM 610.
610. By the way, that fading in and out, that is called pumping. Basically, it's common at night because radio waves, obviously they have peaks and valleys or amplitudes, and I forget what the other, they have they have a peak and a valley. They have a peak and a fall, basically. They rise to the peak and then they pump out again. So that's why you get the pumping a lot of the time. 620. There are a lot of stations coming in tonight. Sheesh. Getting some talk station in Espanol. Not sure what that is.
AM 630.
630. It's a Christian station out of St. Louis. I forget what the call sign is on that off the top of my head. I am not good with AM call signs. I need to get better.
AM 640.
640. Some conservative talk show. 6:40 a.m.
AM 650.
6:50. That would be the infamous WSM AM out of Nashville. That station, fun fact, started broadcasting on October 5th, 100 years ago this year. So it is officially 100 years old this month. That is crazy. I listen to that station a lot when it comes in clearly.
AM 660.
6:60 a.m.
AM 670.
6:70.
high in the air, right field, tracking backhand, so it's tackle
strike. It is gone. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with his 5th home run of the postseason, and the Blue Jays strike back to take a 6-2 lead in the 7th. Blue Jays bounce the Mariners 8-2. Call courtesy to the Blue Jays Radio Network. Andre Gimenez went deep for a second straight game. He drove in 4. Home support of Max Scherzer will have 2 runs in the 5th. Toronto is on leading the series of 2 games to 2. Dodgers suffocate the Braves 3-1. Tyler Glasnow let a run of a 5 2/3 with 8 Ks. Milwaukee scores just 3 runs in the 3 games combined.
That is WSCR out of Chicago. Another station that I can usually get pretty fairly in the day.
AM 680.
680. Sheesh, signals are flying.
AM 690.
690, that is an urban gospel station out of St. Louis.
AM 700.
Thank God we have football. Let's go out to the west side. Let's talk to John. John is here. Hi, John.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Man, just out here getting it done, sitting in the dark room talking about football. What about you?
Hey, it was a lot of fun in the jungle tonight, man. A lot of fun. Great atmosphere. Shout out to the Steelers fans. There wasn't any of them.
WLW, Cincinnati, Ohio, coming in pretty good there.
AM 710.
710.
Underestimate how old it is. I now am convinced, based on evidence just from the space, that it's actually about 10,000 BC, and the Bethlehem Tepe goes back to the same period. It's in southeastern Turkey, and when I first talked about the Sphinx being that old, archaeologists, Egyptologists,
Talking about some history thing there. Not sure what that station would be.
AM 720.
But it's beautiful, and the words are just beautiful, and it just fits me fine.
Yeah.
I know we just said after she picked a very good song.
Oh, good.
I thought I had missed John's song, but he said it was the.
Yeah, that sounds like a local tonight. WGN out of Chicago.
AM 730. AM 740.
740. Wow. CFZM out of Ontario, Toronto, Ontario, coming in there.
AM 750.
750.
and when I first talked about the Sphinx being that old, archaeologists, Egyptologists asked me where there are other sites that are that old, and I didn't have an answer because Göbekli Tepe had not yet been discovered and excavated.
That station's broadcasting the same thing as 710. I recognize that voice.
We have advanced civilization before the end of the last ice age.
AM 760.
In the Bolton case, it said in court papers that Bolton, 76 years of age, shared with 2 residents more than 1,000 pages of entirely life entries that contain classified information. By the way, it doesn't matter whether it's the document or whether you transcribe the document in your own word, in your own words on a piece of paper. That's still a classified document. Yeah, and the
WJR Detroit,
AM 770.
Michigan, 770. Here we go.
God bless them. In Sister City movie. What would you think if every riffraff, every lunatic, every degenerate, every homeless, drug-addled freak now could just hop on? Yeah, Now think about this. You're going to be more safe now with more human flotsam and jetsam just pouring in.
AM 780.
And we're getting our money tomorrow.
Wow, that's fast.
What's up? If you need us to cash back to
Knowing the English language is less convincing than probably. Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date? Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I eat. I think probably sweet. You should wait 30 minutes.
WBBM Chicago.
AM 790.
790, here we go.
AM 800.
800.
AM
810.
In fact, I have found that the bacteria and we're going to many soldiers with the label for anti-oxidants include the B, casting
with a thrill of rapid in-game betting, recap opportunities. Here's the best part. New customers bet just $5. If your bet wins, you'll get $20 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting payers pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 810WHB. That's code 810WHB for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER-21+ to use only. Eligibility restrictions apply. The Bojo Casino that must receive rewards and minus 500 odds. That's a fine raise after issue. Sources to DKC.co/on for this time offer. Discovery and from my best radio. Bill Maher, Mark Pierce, Dan Weber, Kevin Harlan, Sports Radio 10
Sports Radio 810 WHB. No idea where that's at. Huh. I don't think I've ever received that.
AM 820.
The way my truck app.
You know, the technology.
Easy. Try it.
Wow. You can process the entire way on your smartphone and email your paperwork anywhere?
That's right.
So this is how we've been getting through the Catskill so fast.
Yep. And you pretend not to like technology.
When you weigh on a cat scale, you get a no excuses guarantee. If you get an overweight citation after weighing legal on a cat scale, we'll either reimburse you for the fine or go to court with you. At over 2,000 cat scale locations, we've got your back. You can now save time weighing by using your smartphone. Download the Weigh My Truck app from the Google Play Store or the App Store. Find out more at WeighMyTruck.com. Progressive Commercial knows truckers can expect the unexpected when driving, but a little.
Dang. WBAP, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. That's coming in good tonight.
AM 830.
8:30?
Bragging rights. What difference does it make?
I think that as far as the statistics are concerned after the election, I think he's going to do well. He might even surprise us all.
It's a different point, I think it's a different.
Political talk on 8:30?
AM 840.
And then they covered the entire structure. Now, did they intend to come back and excavate it out and reconstruct it? I don't know. Did they?
840 is broadcasting. That's WHAS in Louisville, broadcasting the same thing as 750 and 710. So they must be affiliated with something in common. I don't know what that would be.
AM 850.
850?
What happened to kind of sever that? Chronologically, for example, things would move on and things a couple hundred years ago because there have been records and things like that. What do you think happened then, which severed the information where we have no idea about hardly anything?
Oh, yeah, there was, well, as I was trying to say, or as I was just saying, there was a huge catastrophe, cataclysms at the end of the last ice age caused by the sun.
850 is broadcasting the same thing as WHAS as well. So now it's 710, 750, WHAS, and then 840, 850. Huh.
AM 860.
Différentiel selon moi. Et dans l'ordinaire, on c'est peut-être moins le psychanalyste écran qui doit apparaître. On a fait l'écran de même. Oui, le psychanalyste peut apparaître comme un sujet.
Espanol on 860.
AM 870.
870.
But it was not because I felt like I morally owed the money, and it was not because I felt like I ethically owed the money, because I'm pretty sure I didn't. The laws of the United States allowed me to file bankruptcy on the debts. I had repaid already 90% of it before we went bankrupt anyway. And I was forced out by craziness on the other side of the discussion.
Talk radio on 870.
I did wake up.
AM 880.
Interesting. I'm getting a Hispanic station, Hispanic music station. But it's not the St. Louis one, because the St. Louis one is right here. Huh. I didn't know there was more than one Hispanic station on 880. Huh.
AM 890.
And new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you
Conservative talk radio station, 890 WLS, Chicago. Nice.
AM 900.
900. KHOZ Harrison. Is that in Arkansas? Holy shit. shoot, I think that might have been Arkansas. Damn. Wonder what the power is on that. KHOVZ something. But that was over in, I believe, Harrison, Arkansas on 900. Huh. I'd be darned.
AM 910.
9:10 a.m.
AM 920.
9:20. Another country station, 9:20 a.m. Classic country. 9:30 a.m.
AM 940.
Bring home Maggie or Ruby or Puddle or Clyde. Takes at 4 months old. They can be old enough to get pregnant, and it's definitely young enough to make a difference. Prove it more at StepMom4. Visit BigFit4.com for more information. Brought to you by Best Friends Animal Society.
I'm 5'11", barely 5'4".
I weigh about 170 pounds.
Brown eyes, blue eyes.
Brown hair. Gray.
I'm a baseball fanatic. I'm a wife, mom.
And a grandfather. I'm a bodybuilder.
I'm a research analyst.
Small business owner.
Teacher. Dance fitness instructor.
Film and television actor. I'm an office clerk.
I'm a copywriter. I'm a baby.
I have a prosthetic leg.
I have multiple sclerosis. I have lupus.
Cerebral palsy.
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
I'm blind.
And I'm working at a job I love. I love because I was given a chance.
Because I was given a chance.
Use my skills and talents.
To show my disability. Or one part of who I am.
Who I am.
Who I am.
At work, it's what people can do that matters. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
940 KIXD Amarillo and Ellsworth Media Station.
News Talk 940. A Town Square media station. Somebody needs to help me identify that.
AM 950.
.950, some sports station.
AM 960.
Some news on 960.
AM 970.
That's 970.
AM 980. AM 990.
990.
From Brampton to its Illinois facility. The Bishnell Gang, a designated terror group in Canada, is reportedly claiming responsibility for shooting in Surrey, British Columbia. A Cafe belong to Indian comedian and TV host Kapil Sharma was shot for the third time this year with a video of the incident posted online. Caroline Bargut reports.
In the video, a vehicle is stopped in front of the cafe. You can see the back of a man's head. He's wearing a white hoodie and his arm is outstretched from the passenger window. He's holding a gun and fires 10 shots. Ian McDonald is with the Surrey Police Service.
We are diligently investigating, and at this point in time, I will say that there are earmarks of extortion that allows the investigators to do their work and make that ultimate determination.
Indian media is reporting the Bishnoi gang, an Indian criminal enterprise tied to the extortion of a number of BC businesses in primarily South Asian communities, has claimed responsibility in a social media post. Surrey police say it's too soon to say if those claims are accurate. There have been 65 extortion-related cases with 35 associated shootings so far this year. So many that the province created an extortion task force last month. Caroline Barbu, CBC News, Vancouver.
There are new warnings about protein powders and which are safe to consume. A study found several of them exceeded the safe limit of lead. Alison Northcott breaks down the findings.
An investigation by the nonprofit organization Consumer Reports tested 23 protein powders in the U.S. and found 2/3 contained more lead in a single serving than their food safety experts say is safe to consume in a day. Some of the products had more than 10 times the levels that our experts say is safe. Harris Martineau is an investigative journalist at Consumer Reports in New York. There are a couple that had really concerning levels of lead, and those experts say, hey, we think you should kind of avoid taking these altogether. There are others recommend kind of limiting. Food safety professor Lawrence Goodrich at the University of Guelph in Ontario says no amount of lead is safe to consume.
That can lead to systemic problems such as cognitive decline, mood disorders.
Some of the companies named by Consumer Reports pushed back against the findings. One brand, Fuel, called the report alarmist and said its own independent tests show its products meet globally recognized food safety standards. Alison Northcott, CBC News, Montreal.
In Major League Baseball, the Toronto Blue Jays have now tied the American League Championship Series at 2 games apiece, following an 8-2 victory over the Seattle Mariners in Game 4. Game 5 takes place on Friday in Seattle. And that is your World this hour. For CBC News, I'm Neil Kumar.
Hi, I'm Rosa Coelho. You're listening to CBC Radio 1. And now, from the Public Radio Exchange, we bring you The World, a news magazine program featuring stories and music from around the globe.
CBC Radio 1, 990. Wonder where that's at. I know. Okay, well, I know it's out of Canada, so don't go telling me it's in Canada. But where in Canada? That's the $1 million question.
AM 1000.
1000?
Touchdown pass to Pat Fryermuth. Fourth touchdown pass of the game for Rodgers. Then on the Bengals' next drive, trailing by only one, needing a field goal, Evan McPherson lines up for a 36-yarder to give the Bengals the lead. Money Mac is ready. He takes a deep breath. Waits for the long snap back to Rico. Rico puts it down. The kick is up. Good. Yes. And the Bengals have a 2-point lead with 7 seconds left on the clock. On ESPN 1530, that would be the final score. 33-31, Bengals win on Thursday night, snapping a 4-game losing streak with a season high in points. Flacco, 31-47, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's thrown for 5 touchdowns with no picks in 2 games with the Bengals. Had 2 passing scores with 6 picks with the Rams this season. Flacco becomes the second player all time to report a 3 passing touchdown game with 6 different franchises. Only Ryan Fitzpatrick has more. Let's talk to the Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. His thoughts on the win.
We're really proud of our guys. We've sat in the locker room for the last 4 weeks and talked about the guys are putting in the right work. They're about the right stuff. We got the right people in the locker room. And when you get to enjoy that whole I know it's just now, it's January, but it's still meaningful. And
these guys earned it because they just kept plugging along. And they always know that we're close to the game, with the football thing, with the field, with the defense, I can think of everything that we've been talking about. Like another home game coming up, chance to get healthy these next couple days. Really just proud of the guys and the effort, and I'm happy to get a win.
Rodgers, meanwhile, with 249 yards for his first start with 2 interceptions in the game. And Rodgers was asked at the press conference how you keep the season from being a roller coaster.
Well, I think that this is a rivalry game. We'll make an expectation winning, but this is for a week. Division opponent, anything can happen. Obviously, Joe played really well for them, and Chase and T got going for him. It's the NFL. You know, we had a chance to really open up some space, but we're 4-2. Still first in the division. We've got a couple, home games coming up. Back-to-back, another Sunday night opportunity against my former team. So I'm not going to ride the roller coaster, and I know Mike isn't. And hopefully you guys follow suit.
Rodgers now has 14 touchdown passes this season, second most in the first 16 of the season in Steelers history. Ben Roethlisberger went on 16 touchdown passes for the first 16. That was back in 2016. Let's continue rolling on. Let's get to baseball now. American League Championship Series, Game 4, Blue Jays and Mariners. Mariners leading the series 2-1. So far, the road team winning every game in the series. Only twice in ALCS history has the road team won each of the first 4 games, including 2 years ago when the Rangers and Astros had the road team win all 7 games of that series. Mariners took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the second with Josh Naylor's solo bomb. Moved to the third. 1-0 Mariners with a man on Andres Jimenez. Worked the count for Luis Castillo. And on the 8th pitch of the at-bat gave the Jays the lead.
Here it comes. Swings another one driven to right field. Then Santos back. He's over the wall, and it is deja vu all over again. Andres Jimenez, a 2-run home run, and the Blue Jays are now on top. Back-to-back nights. The 2-run shot from Jimenez.
Earl Ravage on ESPN Radio. Jays would add a run on a bases-loaded walk to lead it 3-1 after 3. Move to the 4th. Jays still pressing George Springer up with a man aboard to increase the Toronto lead.
The next one is Springer swinging a drive, left field, hooking, it's going to get down. Easily scoring Isaiah Kiner Falefa. And George Springer delivers a big blow for the Blue Jays. A double to make it 4-1 Toronto.
4-1 Jays, bottom of the 4th, and then Max Scherzer pitching well for Toronto, facing Eugenio Suarez with a man aboard and 2 outs.
Scherzer ready. Naylor off first. The 1-2 with 2 down. The throw. Swing and a miss, and he got him again. That's on the curveball. And right now, Max Scherzer is pitching a masterpiece.
Scherzer finishes 5 2/3 innings, 3 hits allowed, 2 earned, and 5 strikeouts in the game. Moves the action into the 7th inning, and Vlad Guerrero hits one out.
Luzardo ready. Field scoring. Field. The post gets on it. It's up in the air, and it's gone. Vlad Guerrero continues to torment the Mariners. Another postseason home run for Vlad. 6-2 Blue Jays.
6-2 at that point. Jays would go up 8-2 to even up the ALCS.
3-2 with 2 down. And Dominguez fires. Call strike 3 to end it. And the Blue Jays have battled back in a big way to even this series at 2. They win game 4, 8-2.
Blue Jays end up the series at 2 apiece with an 18 victory. Third time the road team has won the first 4 games of the series in ALCS history. The Blue Jays have hit 17 homers in their 8 postseason games. That's a franchise record. Again, Scherzer goes 5 2/3, 5 strikeouts, becoming just the 4th starting pitcher to win a playoff game at age 41 or older, joining Kenny Rogers, Roger Clemens, and Dennis Martinez. Let's hear more from the man who called it for us here on ESPN Radio. Let's go to Carl Ravitch and Water Perez and Tim Kirkson.
Okay, sheesh. Took forever to get an idea on that one. So if you're not watching anymore, sorry. If you're still watching, thank you. But that was on 1000 ESPN Radio. Huh.
AM 1010.
10 a.m.
They probably looking at this, Kerry Parker, certain genetics that the spider as well. But it was a perfect storm. Yeah. Okay, good. The rest of the people probably died getting this today. We didn't try it, but they died. Here's Gene.
I would like to hold the politicians to a bit of a higher level.
Talk radio station.
AM 1020.
1020.
I mean,
now there's regulations for private deep sea exploring, so that's something positive from this story, but what we can really gather is that people still die. You know, it's a terrible, tragic story that I really hated how it became a popular thing to follow the oxygen levels and I don't know, like me, I probably contributed to it a little bit because I was like invested, I believe. I don't remember, but I was looking at the news. But I don't know. Dylan, do you have any thoughts on this?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I think I just remember reading about it.
KDKA Pittsburgh.
AM 1030.
10:30.
I've come to appreciate them a lot more based on everything else in prog rock, and I think I told you one time, even though I do have tickets to the next tour. Oh, yeah. I've never seen it. Why by Night is one of those that even in my seasons I real we're listening to that album from Rush. But also
AM 1020. AM 1040.
10:40.
Great Sphinx represent initially Mehet or Mehet or Mehet Mehit, because we really don't know how to pronounce the Egyptian names, because even in the dynastic hieroglyphs we basically have consonants and we don't have the vowels. But she was a lioness, a female lion who was a guardian of outcasts, a guardian of
WHO Des Moines, interestingly broadcasting the same show as 8:50, 8:40, 7:50, and 7:40 a.m. Or not 8:50, 8:40, 7:50, and 7:10 rather. Geesh, that's a lot of stations doing one show. 10:40, 8:50, 8:40, 7:50, 7:10. Sheesh, that is a lot of stations.
AM 1050.
10:50 a.m. Right now, here we go.
AM
10:60.
60.
Doing some classical music.
AM 1070.
10:70.
AM
10:80.
Disappointments are treasures, because you can save souls. Yes, we are willing. Then you are going to have to suffer much. But the grace of God will be your comfort.
Christian station.
AM 1090.
10:90 a.m.
Is a dark place where I haven't seen the light of day for so long.
I'd say that's Christian music.
AM 1100.
I didn't know he had something that the Metropolitan is for some impatience.
All right, let's check into that. There's nothing new there, though, Robert, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what artifacts that we're referring to there, but certainly there's lots of artifacts that are much older than that. It may have been the oldest ones they had at the time, something like that.
Same show on 1100 as there was on 1000, 850, 840, 750, and 710, as well as 1040. Sheesh. That is a lot of stations broadcasting that show. I cannot wait to see what stations all that is.
AM 1110.
Ergaster, there's numerous types of humans, but they were different species. They go back millions of years.
Damn! Now 1110's doing that show. Sheesh. Let's see about KMOX. Are they doing it?
Enigma. Caught inside a conundrum and in a riddle. You're fascinating.
My ex-girlfriend's son used to call me an enigma. It's radio. Well, you know, that was Brian.
Nope, they're not doing it. That is KMOX there locally.
AM 1130.
This is a refurbished iPhone. It's like, all right, we had the Tommy John, which is very well. The thing about like a refurbished iPhone, you wouldn't pay full price for a refurbished iPhone. The iPhone has a crack screen. And it's an FSA certified pre-owned.
Talk station.
AM 1140.
1140. That was on 1130, by the way. 1140.
AM
1150.
AM
1160.
AM
1170.
70.
Sports radio on 1170.
AM 1180.
And how special of a quarterback he still is, the magic that is still in his arm, the game that he still got, how he can still ball. And how he just saved the Cincinnati Bengals season tonight.
There we go. Sports on 1180.
AM 1190.
1190. Here we go.
The evolution of the Arkansas Rock Radio Network has begun. With an improvement in our listener service.
Holy shit. There's another Arkansas. 1190 Arkansas Rocks Radio Network. Oh my god. Damn.
AM 1200.
Spanish music on 1200.
1210.
1210. 13:20.
AM 1,
12:30.
AM 1,
12:40.
AM 1, 2, 5,
12:50.
AM 1, 2, 6, 0.
Here's my local St. Louis station,
A visual reminder.
WSDZ.
Truly. This Advent, remind your neighbors to let Christ into their hearts and their homes.
AM 1, 2, 7, 0.
12:70.
AM 1, 2,
12:80.
AM 1,
12:90. 12:90.
AM 1, 3, 0, 0.
1300.
AM
1310. 1310.
AM 1, 3, 2, 0.
1320.
If you have electricity that strikes with alternative, it's going to get important problems. Internet systems and energy, and heavy electrification, that is to collect the charge materials it was a major solar
Geez, 1320 is doing that same show as all those other stations were. Sheesh.
AM 1, 3, 3, 0.
1330 is doing Red Eye Radio on some station.
AM 1, 3, 4, 0.
1340, here we go.
AM 1, 3, 5,
1350.
AM 1, 3, 6, 0.
1360.
AM 1, 3, 7, 0.
1370.
AM 1, 3, 8, 0.
1380.
AM 1, 3, 9, 0.
1390.
AM 1, 4, 0,
1400. I swear I hate this part of the band. It's I call it the graveyard.
AM 1, 4,
There's
1,
just so many.
during the year. Now, like that anyway.
1410 is doing Christian stuff.
AM 1420.
Some station on 1420 playing Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. Interesting.
AM 1430. AM 1440.
1440.
AM 1450.
1450.
AM 1460. AM 1470.
1470.
And you can see different isotopes. It's not all single. And the environment of the sun is much more unstable than anyone ever realized. So we're going to have these sort of miniature events.
Oh my god. 1470 is doing that same show as all those other stations, you know. Shoot. Like, you know, 1100, 840, 1040, all those other things that I was saying, that history show or whatever. It's doing that on this frequency.
AM
1470.
30% battery level. AM 1480.
Here comes 1480. Sports radio on 1480.
AM 1490. AM 1500. AM
1510.
98.3 and 1510 WLAC. WLAC News. Former National Security Advisor John Bolton says he's the latest victim of what he describes as President Trump's ongoing effort to weaponize the Justice Department after he was indicted on Thursday. Bolton, who held the National Security...
AM 1520.
That's WLAC on 1510.
Every time I open the app, I can see people on my libraries speaking what it is. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally, like people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages, but now I'm speaking French. Fantastic, grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%.
Contact, solutions, broken frames, scratch language, writing games, every single year. Often in people, those who question the way, because it's time, it's time, and
fish every 6 inches. Since you not only can't live your life rocket-free, you can stop things going too.
Look, we get it. Waste it. It's a big decision.
There's also one of the smartest investments you could ever make in yourself.
And the sooner you do it, the longer you'll enjoy the freedom of clear vision and the more money you'll save.
Plus, 0% financing makes it affordable. If contacting doctors is standing in your way, we're personally inviting you to a free consultation.
We want you to see how great ClearSight will be. And remember,
20/20 or it's free.
that's our LASIK guarantee. And you're going to love what you see.
Call 405-733-2020 or schedule online at clearsight.com. 405-733-2020 or schedule online at clearsight.com.
Children's Health Foundation has improved the lives of Oklahoma children with research, education, and care. For more than 40 years, Children's Health Foundation has raised over $155 million towards 18 pediatric initiatives, including cancer and heart programs. 75% of Oklahoma pediatricians are supported by Children's Health Foundation, and every cent raised stays in the state of Oklahoma. Save kids' health in the future. Learn more at chfkids.com.
I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be right.
You know what I love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a bus one time, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Bus driving is drunk driving. A message from Mitchell and the Ad Council.
If you like listening to Red Eye on Demand, we have more airtime and jet speed. Value R&R's extra mile concept. We're talking and reviews of truck.
Long Beach Coverage means liability and cargo. The guy knows no rate. He wouldn't pay for that. The only problem we have is his own GPS. Wind went down the wrong way. Too narrow for his load. Now he has to wait for the juice across the road.
Get a truck insurance quote today at Geico.com and see how much you could save.
Here it goes with Geico.
So much information, so little time. With so many sources that will not only your best interest in mind. For over 100 years, we own the number one source of variety industry news.
That is out of Oklahoma. Somewhere.
It is AM 1520.
AM 1520. 1520 out of Oklahoma. I don't know if that's Tulsa or Oklahoma City or I don't know what part of Oklahoma that is out of, but it is out of Oklahoma. Gosh, I think my sand gene thinks I'm still in Little Rock.
AM 1530.
1530.
AM 1540.
1540.
The fund steps in to cover necessity household expenses when illness or injury takes an over-the-road semi-truck driver off the road. They also provide free health and wellness programs for drivers. You can learn more about the St. Christopher Fund or donate today at truckersfund.org. Sponsored by St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund.
Catch Red Eye Radio live every night on the Red Eye Radio app, available in the App Store. Red Eye Radio.
And I'm Johnny McNamara. Well, good morning. Last hour we played some audio from Trey County.
Red Eye Radio on 1540 AM.
AM 1550.
1550. Hispanic music.
AM 1560.
1560.
Hãy làm một cái mua tải rồi mình thấy nếu như dễ dàng á, hay là biện pháp như vậy á, để cho mấy anh dễ dàng quá. Biện pháp thì có thể là làm cho các anh vẫn có cơ hội được chứ không phải là không có. Vẫn tìm cái kẽ hở này, kẽ hở kia để mà dành dựng, để mà mới hút. Nhưng mà không có quản.
That sounds like French. Wonder if that's out of Canada. Can't tell if it's French or Hispanic, but I think that's French. That was on 1560 AM.
AM 1580.
1580.
AM 1590.
1590. Another Spanish station.
AM 1600.
Spanish music. Geesh, barely hear 1600 St. Louis tonight. That's rare. Usually that's coming in solid.
AM 1610.
Spanish music on 1610.
AM 1620.
Black Information Network, I believe.
AM 1630.
I think that's that's a station on Iowa City.
AM 1640. AM 1650.
1650.
You know, I did see him on the Toronto Seattle game, and he was sitting not right behind home plate, but a little to the left. And he did send me some photos from Seattle, and it appears they have a world-class spread for the really rich 1%ers behind them. And there's a lot of very wealthy people in Seattle because there's internet money up there. Costco's headquartered there, Microsoft, there's some major companies in Seattle, and they have a really nice VIP section. And as an added bonus, Marlins man sent me a photo he got with the Maryland Leaf, one of the iconic mascots of all
Sports station, I think.
AM 1660.
Sports Network. Follow us on X. Our handle is INF Sports Network.
Xfinity Sports Radio. Not sure where that would be out of. On 1660.
AM 1670. AM 1680.
1680. Classic country station.
AM 1690.
1690. 1700. And 1710.
Power off. 30%
That was fun. There was a lot there. Holy crap. A lot of Arkansas, some Oklahoma, and then a whole bunch of mystery stations. Like I said, I am terrible at AM call signs. I cannot believe how many stations, though, there were relaying that one history program. Talking about artifacts from the last ice age and stuff. That was crazy. I know this was a long video. I'm curious to see how long it was.
Speech on. Take picture. Stop. Camera control. Flash off. Frame rate. Flash. Camera. Stop. Take. Pause. Viewfinder. 1 hour. 10 minutes. 4. View. Pause. Take picture. Stop recording video. Speech off.
Almost 70, over 70 minutes long. Sheesh. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Friday or wonderful day whenever you're watching this video. And I shall see you guys later. Gabriel Gregson signing off.